Today we'll be taking a look at the latest updates for Alexa Bliss's Lilly, Sonya Deville, and more. Let's start things off with Alexa Bliss and Lilly. We've gotten 3 episodes of Alexa's Playground since WrestleMania. The first one after WrestleMania was probably the most informative out of the 3. Alexa explained her WrestleMania actions and showed off Lilly for the first time. The second episode focused on Lilly's background and how she's been with Alexa since childhood. The third episode was used to really tell us that Alexa Bliss and Lilly are getting restless in the playground and they're ready to make their move. Alexa calls Lilly a mentor and basically calls Lilly her conscience by describing Lilly as the little angel and devil on her shoulder. So that line right there gives us the best idea so far about Alexa and Lilly's relationship. It looks like Lilly is that voice in Alexa's head that pushes her to do something bad. Telling by who Lilly seems to be, it doesn't look like Lilly would be motivating Alexa Bliss to do anything good. It seems like Lilly is just responsible for all the bad things. Alexa Bliss and Lilly then play a joke on the fans by giving them a jump scare during the episode, which Alexa reveals was Lilly's idea. But the episode ends in the usual cliffhanger sort of style. Alexa Bliss reveals that Lilly is getting restless backstage on the playground and wants to go out to the ring already. Alexa reveals that she's about to unleash Lilly on WWE and doesn't want to be blamed for whatever happens next because Lilly made her do it. The episode ends there. So there were a few things to take in here. We learned a little bit more about Lilly's personality. It looks like she likes to mess around a bit, especially with things like the jump scare prank, for example. However, like we learned last week, Lilly can also instruct Alexa to do harm to anyone. So Lilly isn't all about fun and games. She brings the pain as well. So it looks like we're finally getting closer to Alexa's in-ring return with the Lilly persona. Alexa Bliss hasn't been a fully active in-ring competitor in almost a year. Once everything started with the Fiend last June, it became extremely rare for Alexa Bliss to wrestle. Even this year alone, she has only competed in 4 or 5 matches all year long, and we're already in May. So it looks like this will be Alexa's full return to the ring. The way Alexa left us off this week made it seem like we can see Lilly's debut next week. But again, it's WWE and plans change at the last second all the time, so you never know what to expect with them. But it does seem like we're close to seeing Lilly in action. Everyone expects Alexa Bliss to transform into Lilly for in-ring action. Now, will this be with a mask, a completely different style makeup? That's what we still don't know yet. Bray Wyatt's team behind the mask and props are already working on some of Alexa's props as well. For example, Alexa's WrestleMania crown was made by Bray Wyatt's usual team, so it's possible that they could be working on something else for Lilly. As far as Alexa Bliss's direction goes, she has a good case to come after Rhea Ripley. It was Rhea Ripley who eliminated Alexa Bliss from the Royal Rumble, so if Lilly works similar to what the Fiend with the whole revenge theme, then it makes sense for Lilly to target Rhea Ripley and the Raw Women's title. But they should learn from their mistake with the Fiend in 2019. Don't put Lilly in the title picture during her first or second match. It'll be nice to see Alexa Bliss slowly dominate the division to the point where Rhea Ripley is the only woman left. That slow build-up and ride towards the inevitable Rhea Ripley feud will be great, rather than Lilly facing Rhea Ripley for the very first feud. So there's definitely some story already there for Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley. This also brings us to another superstar that has truly fallen off the face of the earth, and that's Bray Wyatt and the Fiend. Bray Wyatt has missed another week of Raw. It's unknown what Bray Wyatt really does next. The only thing that really makes logical sense is for him to seek revenge on Alexa Bliss. So, could we see the roles reverse? Could we see the Fiend or Bray Wyatt return to distract Alexa Bliss and Lilly on their debut? It makes sense for the Fiend to seek revenge, but that just seems like lazy writing. Not the biggest fan of them taking an old scenario and reversing the roles. It just seems lazy most of the time, but in this situation, it's really the only way that the Fiend could get his revenge on Alexa Bliss. But at the same time, you don't want to see Alexa Bliss lose her first match as well. don't want to put Lilly down the same road that you've already put Fiend through, so hopefully Lilly has some actual direction and they have an idea of where they're going with her. Bray Wyatt and The Fiend are not even featured on the newest official WWE banner for Raw, so that's another sign that we may not see The Fiend anytime soon as well. But at least we have everything going on with Alexa Bliss and Lilly to hold us off until they think of something for Bray Wyatt. The Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce storyline has finally carried over to Raw. The storyline tension was exclusive to SmackDown, but now has finally carried over to Raw, which is great because Raw can use all the help it can get. Sonya Deville goes over Adam Pearce's head and lifts Charlotte's suspension up right away. We then see Adam Pearce and Sonya collide again over this decision. Sonya felt like Adam Pearce overreacted to the Charlotte situation, and that's why she went over his head to bring her back. Sonya sorta has a point. If Adam and Sonya are supposed to be sharing the power and working together, it is a bit unfair for him to make the big decision of suspending Charlotte Flair without talking things over with Sonya first. So Sonya returned the favor by bringing Charlotte back without talking things over with Adam Pearce first. So they're sorta even now. But we even get a very quick moment backstage where Adam Pearce was on the phone with someone reporting Sonya Deville for abusing her power. So that was a big giveaway right there, that Adam Pearce is already making some calls about Sonya starting to get out of control. It does seem like Sonya is a heel WWE official as well, because she always tends to side with the heels. Sonya pretty much follows everything Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman wants over on SmackDown. And now, she's brought back Charlotte Flair after just 1 week. So, it's safe to say that Sonya is leaning a little more over to the heel side of being a WWE official. Sonya even appeared on Raw Talk and was asked if anything has happened between her and Adam behind the scenes, and she said no, that she doesn't know how anyone could see it that way. Sonya also picked Mandy Rose to compete against Charlotte. Everyone knows the bad history between Sonya and Mandy and how Sonya lost her job thanks to Mandy Rose. So, was Sonya selecting Mandy to be Charlotte's opponent sort of Sonya's way of getting back at Mandy for SummerSlam? It definitely seems like that was the case, but Sonya fully denied that claim during Raw Talk by saying that her history had nothing to do with the booking decision. But it does seem like that's Sonya's big plan here, to eventually kick Adam Pearce out and take full control of the WWE shows. Pearce is already making calls trying to get rid of Sonya, but just telling by the direction they're heading, it looks like he'll be unsuccessful with trying to get rid of Sonya Deville, and he may actually be the one to be gone. Adam Pearce is a good character, but it just feels like superstars don't respect him anymore. It feels like superstars walk into his office and just bully him into giving them matches and whatever they want. He doesn't put up a fight or say no at all. You just walk in there and he'll give you whatever you ask for. Sonya, on the other hand, seems like she'll give you more of a hard time and just won't say yes to every demand the way Pearce does. So maybe Sonya's character would be great to take over that role. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.